Check it out, y'all. We here in the kitchen, y'all. You know what it is. Chef Dennis in the building. That's right. It is hump day. We are here in the kitchen where we stir the pot. And listen, we live, y'all. We live. Listen, the new year 2025, man. It's gonna be some great things. Great things. We got my boy Beast One, the host
Yo,
of Man Underscore Mentality Podcast. You know my boy Rodney is in the building, y'all. Rodney is in the building.
what's up?
You know what I mean?
I'm over
Beast
here.
One.
I'm over here singing all by myself because Lady T ain't here.
You
You
know what
know,
I
so
mean?
I'm all by myself. Got to hold it down. I'm gonna have to fight you off with your opinion. So I'm ready. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna do it in true. I got my tea, like Lady T, and it was really coffee, but I got the tea so I can be ready and fight you all. We got Allison here. That's what I'm talking about. How you
Alley,
doing,
Alley,
Lady
Al.
Allison?
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Listen. Al, how's everything? Hope all is well. Listen, we got a great topic today, for a lot of people that have a relationship, that don't have a relationship. And the question is, are you serving God out of obligation or choice? So we asking people right now, what are you really serving God? Or is it an obligation or is it a choice? So Rodney, what I'm not gonna ask you that because that's personal. So I'm just gonna say like that's a personal thing. So what do you think that people are serving God in the obligation or a choice? I'm not gonna say you. I mean, if you prefer to say yourself, talk about your walk.
Well, I
I
can
mean, that's
only
cool
talk
too.
about for me. I can't talk for other people. I don't know what they doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Um, my walk with God is very personal, and my walk with God started when I was young. So my mom was a praying mom. Brought me to the church every Sunday, and even before my father passed away, she had her own medical issues and things like that. But every Sunday, my mom was that type of woman, and every Sunday she was in church and she saved a seat for you. That's what
Yeah.
if you didn't come, that's what she would say to you all the time. She was like, "Well, I'm saving a seat for you," and sure enough, when you walked in, that seat beside her was always saved. My mom always saved the seat for someone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of woman that she was. And she put that in me at a young age. So, I grew up in the church. Me and Coach, my co-host for Dad Mentality at 4 years old, we met at church and became best friends. So I grew up in the church in that aspect. And, and that always stuck with me. So during my hard times of my teenage years, my father passed away. My mom was sick and gone, and uh, I was living with my brothers. Who one was addicted to drugs, and the other one was a functional alcoholic. I'll say it that way, and that's the thing. They watched this show and they watched me. They watched me on the joint. This ain't a secret. My middle brother's now 30 years sober.
Okay.
30
All
years
right.
sober, no liquor, no nothing. I love him to death. Bless him. He's one of my, now my brothers are definitely two of my close friends. And
Okay.
my oldest brother is, he gave up liquor and all that stuff, and now he's a vegan and all kinds of stuff. So seeing those things back in the day, but God got me through that. It was one thing that even though during that time I felt like I was alone, this, that, and the other, God was always talking to me. And in my dreams and in what you call it, I created a relationship with God back then. And even when I was in the streets doing stupid stuff and this, that, and the other, it was by the grace of God that I wasn't dead, that I did not die, and by the grace of God that I did not end up in jail. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell the story of my pastor sitting me and Coach down and telling us that at 17, he told us, like, look, and Coach is my co-host on Dad Mentality again, once again, looks at both of them and said, look, if y'all don't separate and stop what y'all doing, y'all are going to end up killing each other. And he didn't mean it. And when he said it, he was like, I don't mean it in the sense that you're going to kill him or he's going to kill you. No, y'all out there are going to get yourselves killed or you're going to be in jail. And it's that simple. And this was my pastor. You know what I'm saying? Sitting down and having that conversation with me. So in having those people in my life, and me and him did end up separating. And we did end up getting our lives together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to blame it on the separation, but I definitely feel that it did help. You know what I'm saying? Because when we weren't, when we were together, we were unstoppable force. That's the way we looked at it. And we went and did whatever we wanted. We stole, we robbed, we did whatever the hell we want to do. And we was together. So, but when we separated, we ended up becoming family men and taking care of our family. And, then going back to, luckily we both married our childhood sweethearts. And, they were women of God. And then, we became stronger. We already had the foundation, but then we became stronger men of God. So for me, I definitely choose to serve God. I don't feel it's out of obligation. I don't even know how you can serve God. I guess out of obligation, but I definitely choose because I'm grateful for everything that he got me. I'm grateful for being the man that I am now, finding the having the family that I have and having the beautiful wife and all those things that God, in my eyes, blessed me with. Because if I had kept on following down the road that I wanted to go down, you know what I'm saying, I would be dead or in jail. So, it's for me now, it's a choice, and I love it. I embrace it. I'm okay with it. It's a lot of things. Like currently, right now, I'm stepping out on faith in a lot of in things, and it can be nerve-wracking. It can make you nervous, but I just keep on praying and putting my relationship on God. And my brother is watching. So he just said what's up. So just let you know, my oldest brother is watching, and like I said, but I went and I ended up getting back with my mom, and we still had a great relationship once she got her health and stuff back together. And I don't want to take this away. My older brother was a functional alcoholic, but he did the best that he could do to be a father figure, and I look at him as a father figure now because he was 15 years older than me. So when I was 15, he was 30, and like I said, even though it was an active situation at the time, he always took care of me, and I'm always thankful for that. My brother is definitely, I'm not gonna say he's a Christian, but he's definitely a faith person. You know what I'm saying? His relationship in faith and God is his relationship. And like I said, I don't judge other people in how they do it, but he's definitely a faith-based guy. He was talking to me today, giving me that friendship and love. So, it's God has definitely helped me get into a great place, and I choose to serve him, and I choose to. I mean, and it is a choice because you could choose to serve whoever you want to serve. So I don't understand how it becomes an obligation. So I'm waiting for you to explain. I want you to explain that part to me.
I put up a comment right there. Allison said some are forced by family, but didn't make it a choice. So see, there's an obligation right there. Your mom's gonna make you go to church, and it's always, for me, it was always a choice. It's not an obligation. It's definitely a choice. And the reason why it's a choice for me is because, think about this. Our parents, your parents, grandparents, they sowed the seed in us because we wasn't always going, have a drive to serve God. A seed was sowed into us. And when they sowed that seed, and it was just rooted in us. And so once we got to the knowledge and understanding, we wanted to serve God because we know the marvelous gifts and how he bring us out of all of our troubles, our trials and tribulations. There's a great reward in serving God versus not serving God, versus just living a life. And then when times get rough, you don't have no answer for that, but God brings you out of all things. God, you can do all things through Christ. So it's a choice in that matter, because guess what? We understand that, when times get rough, he can bring us out. When we need the right provision, the right understanding of our situations, God can give us the knowledge. God can give us the meekness, the humbleness that we need to be able to sustain that either that trauma, if that heartbreak, he'll give us that, mending of our hearts. And so that's why it's truly a choice. But always remember that the reason why we choose it is because, like I said earlier, it's because the seed was sowed in us. There are people who don't have a desire to serve God, so they might do it out of obligation because they know if they do it, guess what, they'll get something in return. So that's not really doing it unto God willingly. You know what I'm saying? Some people, we always talk about free will. Some people say, do we really have free will? Are we convinced, or are we persuaded to serve God? What do you think about that?
I think I think you have free will. I do believe in the Holy Ghost, and I do believe that the Holy Ghost in your heart, he talks to you. It happens. The Holy Ghost gives you is that feeling that you have when when I did something wrong, I knew you doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something that is not of God, or when I was robbing and stealing, I knew I was robbing and stealing. It was something inside of me saying that this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing the things that I wasn't supposed to be doing, it was always something that was in my heart and my soul that told me what I'm doing is not where I need to be, not what's supposed to be going on. Other than in believe it or not, a lot of times I got away with the stuff and still, you still have that feeling. And to me, that is I feel that God has instilled that in all of us. Or I can't talk for everybody, I can talk for myself. It's definitely there for me. So you know what I'm saying? It's definitely there for me. And I've had, conversations with the Lord, and conversations, I have conversations daily with him now as as a Christian, and you should. So, an obligation, I don't know people, I don't know about obligations. So a lot of people that I know who are dealing with this, and even, being forced to going to church and stuff like that. I I guess it's an obligation. I'm looking at Alice. She said some people are forced by family, but then had got to make the choice. Sometimes you have to fall to see what God has for you.
Let me. I want. Before you say that, Roddy,
Yeah.
I want to tackle this right here. It says sometimes you have to fall to see what God has for you. Now, we have to keep in mind that God chooses the ones he want to use for a purpose. So if you're not walking in that purpose that God has for you, that's when you fall on your face, because he's talking to you, he's speaking to you, he's sending you messages, he's sending you people to talk to you, to convince you to do certain things, and you like, you know what? No, I ain't doing that. That's not for me. That's not for me. But God says, yes, this is for you. So now you decide to make your own choice, to go your own route, your own way, and now you fall. And God said, well, listen, I sent you someone to help you. I sent some messenger to you to guide you in this direction, but you chose not to. So now, guess what? I'm still here, but now you had to fall on your face. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. Some people they run from what God has for them because they have a choice to either do it or don't. And when you don't, and sometimes you make a mess of it, God says, I have something for you. And you say, I don't want to do it that way. So you take it out of God's hand and you do it, and you make a mess of it. And so that's why some people fall, on their face, on their butt, because God said, I don't want you to do it that way. I want you to do it this way. So you can do whatever way you want to do it, you can do it. And that's what happens. It's the same thing we talk about marriage yesterday. The same thing about that. we ask, we confide in God, and we say, God, is this the right woman for me? She beautiful and everything, gorgeous, got the whole Coca-Cola bottle. And what we say, that's the one for me. But God says, no, that's not for you. You say, yes, it's for me. And God said, okay, I'll let you marry her. Okay, go ahead and marry her. Now, everything that you're going through is not what God has for you, because guess what? He said that's not the person for you. And you said, yay, this is for me. Right?
Yeah.
Right, Ron?
Yeah, no.
That's the same thing. When God want to use you and you say, no, I don't want to be used right now, God. I want to party. I want to do all this. I want to have sex before I get married. Okay. There's consequences, things that come with it. You know that already. You know that. You know that already.
But you know it. You know when you do it. You know it.
Right. Yeah. Don't say go. Don't say the first thing people say is why God. Why? Don't say why God. God says no. That's not what I want for you. That's not how. I don't want you to do it that way. No, I'm gonna do it my way. Choices. The choices that we make. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to a podcast earlier today. The Bryants. You know who that is? The Bryants.
I know the Pastor Bryant, Jamal Bryant,
yeah,
but I don't know.
He got a sister. I know a cousin.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know of Jamal Bryant. He's a pastor, I think, in Baltimore.
Yeah. They was on today. I was listening to. So the other Bryant, she's a female. She's a doctor, and she's big right now in the hold on, the social media. And I'm big on this, bro. Listen, you talk about success, right? And I think me and you agree on this. You talk about success. Listen, you out here giving information. The information is very useful, but when you talk about relationships and marriage, you're not married. You never been married. Come on. Where does that line up? Listen, Rodney. She was saying that I gotta say this because this is all about choices. Look, now watch this.
Listening.
Before you get married, she said, try this. Before you get married, you into a person, lay in the bed with them. No sex. That's teaching you discipline. I said, what? Come on. If that's not the enemy, talking about something, oh, that's teaching you discipline. No, it's not. Guess what? You can have discipline. You can have discipline going over to the house, leaving the house at a respectable time, going home, sleeping in your bed, get up in the morning, go over there, have breakfast with her, and then going about your day. You don't got to sleep in no bed with a woman and just to test your faith, just to test your discipline. Stop. Yeah. Come on. Like, what is that?
I know I can't do it. I'm weak.
Come on. But you right. Hey,
I'm weak.
But Brian, you setting up the man for failure already.
Yeah, 100%. Nah, you setting yourself up for failure if you that person getting in the bed and going to.
She said, I could pull a clip up too. She said, oh, and try trust. She said, test your discipline, get in the tub with the person. I said, what? Oh my God. The knowledge she has is great. But how are you going to say that to people that trust your faith, right? Yeah. That God don't even do that to you as a Christian, as a believer. He don't even do that. He do not put you in a situation like that. So I'm trying to figure that out. God don't even do that. So why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in a situation knowing that your flesh is a possibility you could fall to your flesh? Why? Like, who does that? Come on. Now, where's that smart? Where's that wisdom at? You make all this money, you doing all these great things, but where's that wisdom? That's not wisdom. And that's coming from a woman. I'm not talking down to a woman, but it comes from a woman. No, God don't want you to do that. You feel me? That's nothing that he don't want to put you in a situation like that. So why would you even do that? Oh, look! Oh,
it sounds good. It sounds good. Getting the time together and have enough discipline not to touch each other. That sounds great.
Look at Allison. It's a challenge. No, that's not a challenge. That's to set you up for failure.
Hey, come on, man. But it's a you're going against, in my opinion, that is a woman. And no offense, once again, we're gonna say that, but in my opinion, that's a woman's comment, because a man, we hunters. That's going against everything we about. You know what I'm saying? We about getting you, capturing you. The whole thing about to a man about getting a woman is the thrill of the hunt. It's the thrill of getting you to be with you, spend time with you, and things like that. That the ultimate goal is marriage, and then sex comes along with that. But if we being realistic, a lot of people don't wait for marriage before they have sex.
Yep.
And I'm going to be realistic. I didn't wait for marriage before I had sex with my wife. So therefore I'm not bashing anybody else, but I'm just going to talk for me personally. There's no way, even with me being a Christian now, that I would ever put myself in a situation that if I was dating or going with a woman to get in the bathtub with her, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to be intimate. Like, that's the whole, that's what it's about. There's no way. I already know that ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? But women, I guess, I always tell my wife that is different from women, because if we're being blunt, a man is just as easy as you walking outside. Now, a man trying to get a woman ain't that easy. You know what I'm saying? A woman can go outside and get a man easily to do pretty much whatever they want him to do, but for a male, it ain't that easy. You know what I'm saying? We can't just go outside and just wear something seductive and the women are going to come flocking. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, which, but for a man, that's part of the hunt and in my nature. And I'm just talking for myself. I'm going to talk for myself. There's no way. There's no way. I'm going to take you down. Like, I couldn't even imagine getting in the bed with a woman or getting in the tub and naked with a woman and not do anything. You know what I'm saying? It just blows my mind. But I would never put myself in a situation, and I damn sure wouldn't try to challenge myself. Like, oh, I'm going to challenge myself. I wanted to get in the tub with you and not do anything. That sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna show how much resilience I have. Hell nah. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna have none of that resilience.
Look, most men is not gonna do that, bro. But the men that do it, they say, look, all right, listen, I ain't marry her. I'm gonna get the cookie, and they go ahead. They put their hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm too far fetched reach for these young ideas today of dating and things to do and stuff like that. I'm too gone from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff they talk about now, I can't even understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even understand. I mean, I don't understand the whole DM thing and like you said, like we talked about it before, is this you meet somebody and you just search for something not to like so you can swipe to the left and go to the next person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand this whole, all I need to know is how much money you make and this, that, and the other. And that's what makes you compatible. I don't like, none of that stuff makes any sense to me. And I still think, like I said it on my show, I feel like it's the trap. You know what I'm saying? The trap is to make the trap for 2025 is to convince men that women don't have value. Just like the trap was in the 1970s to convince women that they don't need a man. The trap is just reversed now. Now they give women no value to the point where you can pop a balloon and get a new one. You can just swipe left and get a new one. All you got to do is wait and find something wrong. And if you don't like anything, you don't have to work through it. You just go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's being put out here and put into this world that just boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? That you don't have to work on nothing. You don't have to work on nothing. You can have. I had a young lady on my show, and we was talking about. We had 3 young ladies on the show talking about dating, and she was like, I was like, yeah, I don't understand. You can just swipe and get a new one and have a new one tomorrow. She said, tomorrow, I have a new one in an hour. She was like, yeah, I have a new one in an hour. I don't gotta wait till tomorrow. If I don't like them, I can swipe and send a message, and somebody else will be there in an hour. And I was like, yo, see, I don't understand that. You know, it to me that's just setting everybody up for failure. So we aren't good enough in the eyes of a lot of men. We aren't good enough in the eyes of a lot of men. I disagree, and that's what I'm saying. But that's the value they're trying to put. That's the value they're trying to convince men of today. You know, like I saw a podcast just like you said, where the guys goes, you know, it's like men need to realize that we're the prize. You know what I'm saying? That women should be hunting us. And if a woman ain't coming after me, then I'm not dating her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like, what is this? What is that? What does any of that have to do with building a strong relationship for your future? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think that now you're the prize as a male and the women are supposed to come after you, and this, that, and the other, to me, that's like switching the roles. You know what I'm saying? Now you're saying that, you know, you need to have a powerful woman to come after you, or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I just feel like the message that's being put out there today is that they're trying to devalue the women to men, and you know, and also just make it, if you're not making this amount of money, they're giving the whole message to women that your man has to make this much money in order to be a good man. His value is only on what he can provide for you. You know what I'm saying? There's no value in anything else but other than how much he makes, how many chains he has on, or whatever the case may be.
What you trying to say? Huh? What you trying to say? Because of me?
I ain't saying nothing, man. You know, you know.
I ain't saying nothing. Like I don't.
Yeah. You know, I don't got none on, so I ain't got no value. I hope every woman understands that. I ain't got no value except for to my wife.
But look, so just to you know, to piggyback off what you said, Rodney, check this out. So I'm gonna go back to what she said too. Now, look, here's the thing: what you said, value, right? Look, I don't know per se, but she was like, she make like $200,000 a year, right? Mm-hmm. And she said she has abandonment issues and everything, right? So now she's like, she the breadwinner in her last 2 relationships that she broke off. Like, one man was lazy, and she's like, "Yup, nah, he's not the man for me." Then she got into another engagement, and this guy wasn't for her. He didn't make the same amount of money as her. But I'm saying to myself, this is what you were just saying. Look, you making all this money, you're in the wrong places to even find the right guy for you. You know what I'm saying? You need, if you already have value to your life. So how do you get mixed up or entangled with the right people that's going to be at the level you are? You know what I'm saying? And you always joke and you be messing around. Yeah, guess what? You'll find that type of person in church. The right person. And you ain't gonna find them in the club talking about you going out dinner with your girls, and next thing you know, you're gonna find the right Mr. Right. Where you at? Where you finding Mr. Right at? That's making $200,000 in a year. At Applebee's? Huh? Where you gonna find that? Where you find them at? Exactly.
Not find them there.
Not there. So my point is, she's already a big a spokesman, advocate for women. You know what I'm saying? Not just women, but little marriages and everything. She's in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So how do you find the right person for you. You got to make sure that you're dotting all your T's, dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do the same thing, because now you're helping people about encouraging the community, encouraging our culture. But you got to make sure that you stand high, but you're married. You got all those things. You got everything in line. You're in alignment of saving and helping marriages and relationships. Relationships is something totally different than marriages. Don't think that marriages and relationships the same thing. It's not. It's different. It's a totally different thing. Whoa.
I don't know why Allison gave. Will you give us a sad face for, Allison?
Yeah, why you give us a sad face, Allison?
What's going on?
Yeah, tell us what's going on. But
she don't like all this male. She don't like all this male chauvinistic talk. She waiting for. She need Lady T to come set us correct. Allison, you can be our Lady T. Set us correct.
You want to set us correct? You know you can chime in. But the thing about it is this, that you listen. I always say this. I used to say this to my daughter. Listen, when you elevate, right? You want people. Oh, I ain't mean like that. Stop. You gotta listen. See, she said I was talking about Applebee's. No, but I told my daughter, when you elevate yourself, right? You want a man that's starting to elevate as well. You making 70,000 and he only making 25,000, and he's not even striving to reach where you at. Come on. Yes. Now I'm going to say, yes, you lowering your standards. Like, he's not doing anything else to elevate himself. He's not going to school. He's not doing anything. I just use those numbers. Those not accurate numbers, but you want somebody that's elevated. You want somebody motivated to strive for greatness. Not somebody that's going to be like, oh, yeah, I got a job.
Yeah, but my question is this: what are you doing when you're dating? This is what I don't understand. Like, what are you doing when you're dating that you're not seeing this stuff? Like, my problem is these people will be in relationships. Like, they've been dating. They be like, oh, we've been together 9 months, this, that, and other. And why are you in this for 9 months if this person is not what you want them to be? Like, when does the date? I feel that people don't date correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
all right, yeah.
A lot of the dating is over text or vibes or whatever, or how to, a person can put up whatever front they want for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to realize what's really going on to know if this person's going to be with you or not, or if this person is what is compatible or what you're really looking for.
Hey.
A lot of I don't know personally, but a lot of people get usually hypnotized by the sex. They get in relationships, they start having sex, and that becomes the basics of their relationship.
Yeah,
and they don't even find out anything else.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
But another thing, you know what? Why a lot of relationships, and some people not gonna like this, but a lot of relationships don't work and don't last. The center of their relationship, like the center of it, like when you getting with a woman, and a vice versa, a man getting with a woman, I guarantee you'll make the best decision of your life when you allow God to be the center of your relationship.
Absolutely.
I promise you. I don't care what. No way. You can say whatever. You want to say my opinion? It's my opinion. But I can tell you this. Show me someone. Maybe like I said, this is my opinion. Guess what? When you allow God to direct your path and do everything, that's what we said. This is the topic of, are you serving God out of obligation or choice? When you choose to serve God 100%, you're going to fall off the wagon a little bit sometimes. That's why God in the word, it says, walk on a straight and narrow. Straight and narrow. That's hard to walk on a straight and narrow and not look. Take a white line for an example. It's not easy to walk that line and not come off that line at all. You're going to come off that line a little bit. So serving God, doing his will that he has for your life, I guarantee you, when it's time for you to get that wife, it's going to line up. But when you do it all on your own, guess what? You make a mess of it. And that's where I think a lot of the relationships, yes, broken.
You know what that happens at? You know what that
Huh?
happens at, Chef Dennis?
What?
Not at Applebee's. You know what that happens at?
You
know where that happens at, Chef Dennis?
Where having
at church, sir. At church.
I knew you would say
That's where it happens at. That's where you find two people who have God first, meet each other, and have a healthy and great relationships. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know. I can only talk for myself. I wish I had started out in that path because my relationship is way more healthy and a lot greater than it was when God was not first in our relationship.
Yeah, and look, I wasn't always no saint. I like I said, I did my due diligence outside of getting married and
we know. We know you still one prayer from knocking somebody out now.
I got to. I'm working on that every day.
Every day.
Look, they try me so much. They try me so much. I'd be like, oh my goodness. All right, man, whatever. You got it, dog.
It takes practice.
Yeah,
I remember those days, though. I remember them. Now I'm not that dude at all. Don't worry, I ain't fighting nobody.
Dennis getting soft. All right, whatever you say. All right, I'm soft. It is what it is. But it's fighting is what I let God do my fighting. Spiritual fighting. I can't. Listen, I don't want to go to jail because my flesh might make me bust you side of the head and you hit the curve and now you dead. Nah, I got it. Call me what you want to call me. I'm running. I'm out. Unless it's with my kids. Now that's something different.
I got you too.
Yeah. Woo! Oh, you hit my kids and my wife. Oh, you in trouble, buddy. It's firecracker time, buddy. Bombs away, baby. Hey. Okay, let me see what the hell.
Allison about to start preaching for us. Go ahead. Y'all met at Applebee's, huh? And got a lot of kids later. All right.
Hey.
That's what happens when you get them ultimate margaritas then going down. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened, Allison. I got you.
Oh, shucks.
I know what happened. I used to manage TGI Fridays. I saw a lot of people go home just like that, making kids.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. I used to work at Applebee's too. Yes, indeed. I opened up one Applebee's up in where I live at Clark. I wanted the supervisor managers to open it up, and boy, I tell you, they used to go out. I'd be like, I'm out of here. I can't do that. They used to do the thing.
I got some TGI Friday stories that'll blow your mind.
No, I look afterwards. Oh man, you ain't got to tell me. I know. I know. Trust me. There was stories for days. But who's my boss?
She was my boss. Come on, Desmond. You ain't do that. You messing with management, man. What's going on with you, dog?
Oh man.
I got it. Okay. All right, Desmond setting the story straight.
Oh God.
Yeah. He was trying to get a promotion when he met Allison.
Oh,
that's what he was trying to get. I got you, Des. It's all good, brother.
But look, let's get back to the topic though. Look, when you don't have the right direction, how do we, us men, learn how to choose the right woman for ourselves? You know what I'm saying? And that's where God comes in and direct us in that path, put us around the right people, allow us to meet the right people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I joked about it at the church. I was pulling your chain, so now I gotta go back. I was messing your chain by you meeting somebody in church. No, you can meet the enemy in church as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a stack.
You can be the enemy anywhere.
Right. So let's not just say we going to go to church and find it. The chances you find the right woman in church is greater than going out there just finding her at the club or the bar. Okay. So we gonna clear that up real quick because I don't want you to be talking that.
I'm glad you finally cleared that up.
Yeah, because you gonna hit me over the head with every time I say that. What you say? D, we going to church? Okay, yeah.
You know where to find it there, right? I'm telling you, they getting married left and right at my church, man. And Coach said the same thing at his church. He was like, man, they getting married left and right over there. I don't know what y'all doing over here, but they getting married, having kids, great relationships, all kinds of stuff in the church, at least from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's you know, when I'm watching and when I'm talking, and let me talking to people, different people from different podcasts, is that, you know, that's, I don't think a lot of these relationships that's going on in this young generation, they don't have God at the center of this relationship.
No.
They're trying to navigate it the best way they can, because you got some men that didn't have a father. They don't have men in their lives to teach them and show them the way how to treat a woman, how to speak to a woman. Not only that, this is something big. Chivalry. They don't know nothing about chivalry. Nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? So now they don't know how to talk to these women. So guess what? They find the women based on their appearance, what they got. Do they got a fatty? You know what I'm saying? They got a stack. So they're finding them in that. And guess what? They don't really look for the inner person. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know themselves. So
but that's what society tells them to look for.
That's
all you. You know, coming up and everything. That's everything that you know, all the music is telling you look for that. All the TV is telling you to look for that. Who's beautiful? Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I wouldn't touch Kim Kardashian with anybody else's. I ain't messing with none of them crazy joints. That joint is nuts. You know, and that's what they trying to get you to believe is the epitome of women. Hey man, chivalry is not dead. I still open the door.
Me too.
For my wife. You know what I'm saying? I still open the door for my wife. I hold it for my kids. I show that. I tell my son to open the door for my wife if he's on that side. You know, it's not dead. Let me tell you something. I would like to thank Mr. Robs. Mr. Robs, when I was a kid, opened the door for his wife every single time. And I did not understand it until I became an adult and got my own wife. You know what I'm saying? When you have that woman in your corner, you want to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to open the door. You want to be her support. You want to be there for when the times are tough. You want, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm so thankful to God that I have become a person that the crap that used to drive me nuts when I was 20, I laugh at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, let's get something straight. We're gonna be honest here. We're gonna have this talk, right? If there's anybody that can get under your skin, it can be your wife. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what to say. They know what to do. They know where your pet peeves are. If they know you, and the biggest thing that I've learned in recent years is I study my wife. You know what I'm saying? I study my wife. I have studied her to the point that I realized, one of the things I realized, that the period is real. I'm going to let every nigga know out here, every brother out here that's listening to my ear, the period is real. You know what I'm saying? When she on that cycle, dog, it's real. You know, it's not even, sometimes I look at her and I know, I look at my wife, and I don't know if you believe in this, Chef Dennis, but my wife has an aura. I can see, I study my wife so much and know her so much, I can see her aura. When my wife's aura is purple, okay? That's the wife I know. That's the wife I love. When she on her cycle, her period, her aura is orange. And that can be anything. You just strap up for that one. When that aura is orange, you just strap up and you gotta just ride through the ride. You know what I'm saying? Until it's over. You know, but when I was young, I thought that the period and stuff like that was just something women said to get away with stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that now as an adult, you know, when I see her and my daughter sync up, it is hilarious to me now. Because they go at each other like they ready to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? And I just sit there and I watch it and I laugh and I was like, oh, y'all done synced up, huh? You know what I'm saying? And with my knowledge now, I really didn't think it was real, but it's real. And now, like I said, I got to the point I can look at my wife and I can see her aura, and I can see when I see that orange, I don't let anything she say get to me. Back in the day when I was young, man, I used to punch walls and get all upset and go out and go drinking and this, that, and other because I ain't like the way she acting, her attitude and stuff like that. Now I see that orange, I just give her more love. I take her and give her a hug because and I mean, yes, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to, and I'm not trying to blame everything. Say she's, and she comes to me now. She be like, oh, you must be on your cycle this week. You know what I'm saying? You must be on your cycle this week, and I be like, yeah, I'm just not. Today's not a good day, or I'm not having a good day, or whatever, and we've come to the point now that instead of fighting with each other, we show each other more love. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can have a bad day. Everybody can have what you call it. But if we were going on the same thing as, the young kids today, as soon as she show you attitude, get a new one. That's a problem. But guess what? People are allowed to have a bad day. People are allowed to have a day where they're not okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I always say, man, it becomes a point where you got to be okay with that. Like you got to let a person get through that day and they'll come back to you. That purple always comes back. You know what I'm saying? But, when I see that orange aura in her, I know that and the sad thing is I can, I've been with my wife so long, I can look right at it and I tell her and it drives her nuts now. It drives her nuts because I'm like, oh, you on orange. I'm going to go ahead and go downstairs and let you go ahead and finish whatever it is you're doing. And have you a good time. And when you ready to come back and we ready to have an actual conversation about things, then I'm good. But, it's something that you really have to study your mate. And I mean, that's the other thing that people don't do is they don't study the person they're with. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really take the time, you're going to get into a relationship. And I tell you this, I say this to Allison, I say this to Desmond, because, I love you guys. In the time that I met y'all, study each other. Take the time to study. Take the time to really, if you to be with that person and make it with, you got to know them. You got to know that sometimes, like I know that sometimes my wife will say things that she don't mean. You know what I'm saying? And when I see that, but my wife has issues too. My wife claims she's a Gemini. Another thing, Chris, is what you call is going to, Chef Dennis ain't going to believe in. But my wife does have two personalities, and she can admit it. I call my wife's personality is Victoria, who's my wife, and then there's LaShera. LaShera is the protective one, and that's my wife's middle name. So LaShera is the protective one. When LaShera come out, that's the orange. When I see that orange, I know it's LaShera. I know and I've told her, I was like, oh, I'm not even talking to you right now. I was like, I'm not, and when I say that, I mean, I'm not talking to Victoria. I'm talking to LaShera. Because LaShera would try to cut my head off. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody knows my wife is the most beautiful, gentle, loving person in the world, except for 6 days out of the month. So anyway, I'm gonna let that go. And I can say it out loud. I'm good. Anyway.
Well, you did say an earful about learning your significant other. You definitely got to learn them, because you have to know when to debate about something versus not to debate, and when and just you have to be thoughtful of their feelings more so than anything. But I was sitting here listening to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the word serving, and we say serving God, right? Do you know anything about serving?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like serving like a waiter or waitress serving?
Just look, I'm talking about just everything of good about serving. A person that's serving, you got to be humble.
Yeah.
You feel me? You listen, you have to be pleasant. No matter what the circumstance is, you got to be humble, pleasant, willingly. You understand what I'm saying? And just to know that we are doing that for God, it should bring you joy. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm gonna bring it right back back around to a full circle, is that when you have the right woman, you're serving your wife. Listen, it is so many rewards that come for just serving willingly with undeniable love, that unconditional love. Guess what? You listen, when it's your time, when you don't have to ask for it, that's what God does. When you marry the right woman, God does that for you. And that's why it's about, it's the serving, wanting, the willingness of serving. And it's a, like I said, it's a great reward that comes with that, willingly, not an obligation. Because guess what? When I serve my wife, look, and I said I'm being honest and transparent with you. Check this out. This, and you say how God talked to you, right? Yeah. Watch this. This would my wife is on a Daniel fast, right? And she bought the stuff for the soup. I'm at work. God said, listen, go home and make that soup for her, right? It might seem funny to you guys because y'all listening, but I'm telling you, listen, check this out. I called her. I was at work. I called her, said, hey, I'm gonna make that soup for you today. She said, no. I said, I got you. Don't worry. When you come home, the soup gonna be made. Because I did it willingly, because I know it's gonna please her. It's gonna make her happy. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, I have the ability to do that. Like I said, and because she does so much for me outside of cleaning the house, washing clothes, folding the clothes, do all that other stuff. She do things outside of that. And so God said, look, these are the things that you should be doing for your wife. And it's for everybody. It might seem small, but it's big, because guess what? I'm thinking outside the box. I'm not just thinking about materialistic. I'm thinking about, you know what? She's making a sacrifice by doing something for God. I say, you know what? I'll make that soup for you. That soup, she gonna take it through to the fast. It's a big pot of soup. She gonna take that through the fast. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. Everything that's supposed to be done is done. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The serving comes in that. It's the willingness. It's the desire. It's the want. You know what I'm saying? All those things come with that. Just being a great server. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about serving, like I've been a server before, and guess what? You get a different response when you're pleasant. And no matter what's going on in your life, when you say, how you doing? My name is Dennis, and I'll be a server today. How can I start you off? Would I start you out with a drink today? What will you be drinking today? We have such and such special today. You know what I'm saying? And then you get that different type of reaction. You the energy that you put out, you receive that back. Yeah. Even if the person is nasty to you, you still give them good energy. And I
was an excellent server, dog. I'm telling you, I was the best server you ever had in your life, dog. I was me and my brother. I learned from my brother, man. I'm telling you, our goals were always to give something to you before you ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Before you ask for it, just sitting there predicting and doing that. And that's how, man. I love, serving was a good time in my life too. I enjoyed that.
Look, I did everything in the everything that's dealing with food and beverage. I did it. I serve. I bust tables. I did dishes, pot wash. I did it all, right. And like you said, I had fun serving because, listen, I was, I got that energy. I'm like, how y'all doing today? I come to the table. They be like, this dude. They be like, yo, I had this old couple one time. They jumped at me. She said, oh. I said, hey, I'm so sorry. How y'all doing today? Listen, I'm Dennis. I'll be your server today. Whatever you need, just holler at me. Sometimes I was ghetto, sometimes I was professional. I'll be like, look, just holler at me. Say, D, I'm coming. I'm running. Okay. I'm not gonna drop no food on you or nothing. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to make sure that your dinner is great. I'll make sure you have everything that you need. Just call me. There's not enough time that you can't call me. Okay. I'm here.
Still shout out to the best food runner in PG County. That was me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, watch out now, y'all. Okay.
I'm telling you, I used to be out because the service used to tip me more because I always took care of every person I went to, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? What's up, KJ? How you doing, sir?
KJ Greetings, in the building. Yes, sir. Listen, but yeah,
KJ,
man.
Love this talk, man.
He
love this talk.
But that's what it's about though. For like seriously, like, and then we talk about serving out like that's what happened. And when you're doing that for God, listen, like I said, it's so many rewards that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not. And then look, just think about it. It's in His Word. a cheerful giver. They first thing that people talk about, oh, a cheerful giver. Oh, they talk about money. So many other things. It's so many other things that you can give outside of money. But these are the things that people miss. They look at the word and they say, oh, this is why I want to go to church, or they ask for money. No, it's stop trying to push church away or push the word of God away. No, it's so many other things. Give your time, devote your time to an individual and say, listen, let's go and read the word. Let's pray together. Can you sacrifice 10 minutes of your time? Can you sacrifice an hour of your time to get with somebody, to pray with them or love on them because they might be having a bad day? Can you call them every day or every other 2 days and check up on them? That's a sacrifice. That's willing. That's a service to somebody, because guess what? You never know what somebody going through something. You never know how they having a bad day, that they need that phone call. They need that extra oomph. They need that extra love. That's what we talk about. That's what I'm talking about. Obligation versus serving. And that's part of serving. When you serve God, these things come with you. These are things, these characteristics that's added to your life. That's added to your personality, your character. It's all about adding to you. And that's what God going to do. He wants you, at the end of the day, when you serve him, these are the things that come. These are the characteristics that come with that. And it's pleasant. It's a blessing to have those things. Go ahead, Ron. You about to say something, Ron? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say to do it without looking for thanks, without looking for that prestige. Let me tell you something. I was just talking to my brother about this the other day. I told him, I was like, we're talking about this family situation. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I hate to tell you this, bro. And he was like, what's going on? I was like, God had already told me we're not going to see the fruit. Well, I'm not going to see the fruit. God told me I'm not going to see the fruit. He told me that my job is to plant the seed and do what, he's asked me to do, but I'm not going to see the fruit. He told me that there'll be fruit, but I ain't going to see it. You know what I'm saying? So my job is still to plant, and that's tough, because a lot of times when you go out here and, like you said, serve and do, you want the tip, you want the end result. You know what I'm saying? Which is more money in your pocket or whatever the case may be. But sometimes God's going to ask you to do things that you ain't going to see it. You're not going to receive it. You're not going to receive that tip, and and it's tough. It's tough because a lot of times we want that. We want to get that. When you do something, you want somebody at least say thank you. You know what I'm saying? But then, but the great thing about it is that God will give it to you in other ways that you can't even imagine. Like you don't even understand what's going to happen. And even if God tried to tell you, you still wouldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've run into with that, is that, I think I want, I'm thinking, okay, well, if I do this, then, like, for instance, like if I wait a table, the end result is I'm going to get a tip. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy when God say, well, guess what? They ain't tipping you, and you still got to serve them like if they was. You know what I'm saying?
But here's a catch to that. Ronnie, here's the catch to that. Watch this. And see, that's why I said earlier, I said humble, right? Yeah. Guess what? Watch this. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Boom. You serving a table. The person don't tip you. You still being polite. You serve another table. They give you a little tip. But guess what? 5 tables you didn't serve, right? That 5th table, God allow somebody to come in. They over tip you. Like, it just overflow. So you gotta check. You gotta check. That's only $40. They tip you $20. See, that's where the humbleness comes in at. And that's where some people are not, like you said, are not willing to wait for it because they want it right then and there. But guess what? That's part of that serving. And see, you got to be humble to know that everybody's not going to treat you the same. Everybody's not going to tip you the same. No matter what, you still be constant with your character, constant with your loving. And guess what? You going to get what is supposed to be given to you. And I want to say to you, you said, look, you said you don't see the fruits. No, guess what? You might not see them, but guess what? Somebody like your kids might be reaping the benefits of your giving, of your saying, I love on people. And guess what? Your kids, when your kids is out there struggling to somebody that you don't even know, saying, you know what, you need to get somewhere. And it's God sent that person to pick them up, take them to where they got to go to, or they have they need money, and somebody come along and say, look, I look like you short. Here's $50, here's $40. Guess what? You don't see it, but that's the blessing of you being humble, meekness, just giving with a loving heart and not looking for something in return. I learned that a long time ago. I don't listen. If I give you something, I got this one guy at my job. He always said, D, why you give me this? I say, yo, bro, I'm doing it from my heart. I don't want you to give me nothing. You don't got to repay me, bro. So stop saying that. I'm doing this because this is what I want to do. This is part of me. He like, nah, I got to pay you back. I say, yo, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody else. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had bought a pair of shoes and he could fit them and I couldn't fit them. That like it was something inside of it. It was hurt my foot. And we wore the same size. He's like, you wore them before? I said, nah, I wore them one time. I can't use them. This dude held on those shoes for a long time before he wore them. I said, bro, I don't want nothing from you, man. But that's no, I did.
I got you.
You feel me? And so that's man, that don't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? That has to grow on you. And because I wasn't always that way, that type of person, you know what I'm saying? And now, guess what? The person that I have evolved to is wonderful. Like I said, the reward of just being like that is great. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to look over my shoulder. I don't have to want for nothing. Be like, oh, I don't have this. I definitely don't have to beg. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I was in a season of my life, I was always I had no pride of asking. I'm like, I need $20. Can you give me $20? I need $30. Can you give me $30? You know what? I had no pride with that. I was like, yo, let me get that. I'll give it back to you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a place I don't have to do that, and I'm so grateful for that. And that we talk about serving out of obligation. I do it.
You got Candy Cane Miles said your seed may be a legacy for your children. I guess she definitely agreeing with what you said. What's up, Molly? Molly, that's the super producer, Molly.
Yeah. Okay.
Your seed may be a legacy for your children. I agree with that. That's 100% what you just said. So Kenneth Clark, I have been teaching outreach is about serving. Okay. Your heart and passion, a servant's heart is the key for a healthy God relationship. Servant's heart, I can believe that absolutely. Yeah. If you got a servant's heart, then that's definitely helps you with your relationship with God. And Kenneth Clark, shout out to him. I know he's anybody interested. I know he's helping out with not homeless shelter. I think people. He's doing another outreach where he's trying to feed a homeless shelter. I think it's a homeless shelter. I'll let him tell you more about it. But Chef Dennis, but I know Kenneth Clark is a great guy. Follow him out there because he's definitely definitely an activist out in the streets. I know he was feeding I think it was a women's shelter. But anyway,
where's he located at?
DMV area. The DMV area.
Oh, DMV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I know that was something he was pushing this week, getting some oatmeal and grits.
Okay.
And that's all. Look, but Kate, Kenneth Clark's a great guy. Great man of Christ too.
That's wonderful. That's that. Look, that's how. Like I said, that's where it starts. That's where success is. And it is Molly Robinson. Is that she be on the Mac show?
Yeah, he's the producer.
Oh, he's the producer
for the Mac show. Yeah, Morning Mac show. He has his own sports show too that he does on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be checking on checking on the Mac show here and there. I ain't see you in a while. You been on a while?
Nah, I've been working, man. Okay. I've been working in evenings and stuff. So what jobs has been trying to get that grind on right now.
Yeah, because man, lots going on, a lot about to change in about another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Inauguration.
Well, I guess. I don't know. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about my own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I'm just
Hey man, I can't dib and dabble and all that. The politics is politics, man.
That's it.
I move on. And whoever the president is, I'm still gonna serve God and keep on doing my best. So
that's
it. Don't matter who the president is.
Okay, like-minded, because that's how. Yeah, that's how.
Give me a couple more years. I ain't gonna be in the United States anyway. I'm trying to go overseas bad, son. I want to get out of here. The world is beautiful, man. I hate that, I get on another tangent, man. As a culture and black people, man, we need to travel more. Because it's a lot bigger than your neighborhood. This world is a lot bigger than your neighborhood. So,
yeah.
I tell people it's beautiful. Ever since me and my wife, I went to Bali, man. Bali was so beautiful. And I had a spiritual moment in Bali, dog. I got up one morning and watched the sunrise right there on the ocean, man, and I cried. I just cried because that was just so beautiful, how beautiful it was what God has created. You know what I'm saying? And being a part of that joint too, man. It's crazy. And then you go to places like that, and you sit here and you think about all the stuff we talk about on the news and stuff like that. They don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. They don't give a crap who our president is. They ain't thinking about none of that stuff there. You know what I'm saying? The life and just the culture and everything that is over there, man, they don't care about none of that stuff, dog. And it's just good people doing good things out there, man. Even people in different different religions, stuff like that. I went to a all Muslim area and stuff like that, but the people were nice. They were gentle. They were cool. They didn't care about, they treated me. I went to dog. I was in a place in Indonesia where people had never seen a black person in real life. That's how crazy it was.
Why? That's crazy.
And you think with our society now that's impossible. It's actually not. It's actually not. And they had never. I was in Indonesia. It's called Jakarta. It's actually capital of Indonesia. But I mean, it's the hood, dog. I mean, that joint was run down. It was crazy. It was the hood. But me being a black person, I walked through the streets, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. I had the police ask me for a picture because they had never seen a black person before.
Mm-mm.
I had another guy. Me and my wife were walking. My wife told me that, but I didn't understand it. And the guy asked me for a picture, but I thought he was just trying to get some money from me. I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. And then my wife was like, nah, he wanted a picture with you because he's never seen a black person before. And I was like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, so I ended up telling people I was like Vin Diesel's cousin and kept on. Yeah.
No,
it was good. It was good stuff. But I told him I was Vin Diesel's cousin and kept on. But I took pictures with him, and somewhere on the Indonesian internet, there's pictures of me with random Indonesian people. But yeah, world is big. So anyway,
look.
I'm trying to travel. Andy said she's trying to go too. There you go.
Me too. She said U.S. has too much political influence. Oh yeah, but listen, this is why we talking like these conversations right here that be encouraged. Listen, you educate yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta educate yourself. Look, man. Lady T asked us about remember she talking about the drones and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that's right in my state, right? I heard about it, but I really
down the street from me.
Right. Yeah, I heard about it, but I'm like, okay, what I'm supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm preparing myself for when God says your ticket is up. I'm trying to live a righteous life and a holy life. I'm never going to be perfect. I strive to be perfect. I strive to do the things that I'm not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's the company I keep, the conversations I have, the things I watch on TV, all those things, what I put in my body, all that type of stuff. So I don't want to be have a disease that's self-inflicting. So I try to just be mindful of what the things that I do for this life that I was given. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why we are. Some people are like, why are you talking about God? And it's because this is where we supposed to be talking about. We ain't talking negative about Nobody. You know, it's so many people doing podcasts. They talking negative about another black person. I always say this, yo. You never see white people doing that. You never see the Asian people doing that. Because they doing something. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's negative, they got to talk bad about it. Okay, guess what? If God wanted to remove it, he'll remove it. He'll say, you know what? That's not what I want you to do. You understand what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. We always talk about how we want to encourage one another. This is a platform that you want to be encouraging to somebody else. Listen, get to know that person. Get to know them, you know, on a personal level. And as you get to know them, guess what? When you get in that room and y'all have that conversation, y'all have that one-on-one conversation now, when y'all be able to talk like that, then y'all can understand one another. Well, why are you doing this? What's causing you to do this? Let's pray together. Let's come up with a plan how we can make each other better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we getting together this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing a special thing for you and your family. And you're going to actually get to see the real me, how I move, how I talk. Like, it's not going to be a show. It's going to be the real me, because I'm never going to be fake. I'm always be me. I gotta be me, because that's what God, how he has created me to be that way. And everybody should be that way, but be genuine, be, you know, give unconditional love. Some people don't know how to do that because they didn't have unconditional love given to them. So it's hard for them to understand when I say unconditional love. No matter what the circumstance is, you always gotta have love, right, Rodney?
Yeah, I mean, unconditional love is foreign. You know what I'm saying? It's foreign in our society. It is, because we always, you know, as a society, we've always told to, you know, defend yourself and you know, don't let nobody ever disrespect you, and don't let anybody. Hey, look, man, nobody can disrespect you when you respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing a person can say to me that I'm going to find to be disrespectful for myself personally. You can say whatever you want about me. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, your opinion doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I already know my wealth in who I am, and I'm very comfortable with who I am. And, you know, and even you, Chef Dennis, I've seen you be put in situations where I was surprised that you didn't react. You know what I'm saying? I was surprised that you didn't lash out or any of the other kind of stuff, and you still kept that personality that you have, man. So it's a good thing to do and have, man. When you put yourself out here and make yourself available like you are, it a lot of times brings other people's badness out because they don't want to see you shine. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that aspect of it. And I'm talking for myself on this one. You know, I'm talking for myself on this one. So I don't want anybody to think I'm saying that about them or anything like that. You know, but it happens. It happens, and it takes a real strength to be able to be vulnerable on a platform where you know everybody can see you, and then to also be secure enough in yourself that when it does happen, you're not going to let it change you. You're not going to let it make you come out of that character. You're not going to let it make you say something that you really don't mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to really work on making sure that everything I say is what I mean. You know, that I'm not out here just saying stuff. You know, that's one of the reasons why I stopped drinking. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing a lot of the things that I may have done in the past. But people see me now and they're like, what? I had a guy call me today. He was like, yo, what you drinking on? I was like, man, I ain't drunk in months. And he was like, what? he was like, how you do that? I was like, nah, man, I just made a decision. Like I made a conscious decision, you know, and just stood on what it is. Now, once again, I'm always going to give that disclaimer. When I say drink, I mean I really drunk. Like I would drink a half a gallon in one sitting of just straight liquor. You know what I'm saying? And that was normal for me. That would just getting things started, you know. And but now, you know, like I've had a drink, you know what I'm saying? Like I went, like if I go, I went and played poker this weekend. I'm a big poker player, and I drunk what is that? The White Claw. And I did not like it. I'm gonna let you know that now. I drank White Claw and got a headache. Maybe, and I didn't think about this, maybe because I hadn't had alcohol in so long. Like but I think, I don't know, it doesn't supposed to have a lot of sugar or whatever the case. Anyway, it was garbage. So then I just stopped drinking. I was like, forget it. I don't even want that at all either. So, I mean, this is getting to that point now. But I mean, dog, I used to drink. Alcohol was my vice. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime I was dealing with something, like today was a stressful day. Today was a stressful day at work. I used to come home and drink every time. Never failed. All the time. So it was a stressful day at work. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If somebody pissed me off, I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? So now when I tell people, oh, I'm not drinking, it's a shock. You know what I'm saying? It's a shock to people, but it's definitely something I'm doing, man. You'll find that if you search hard enough, you will find dad mentality episodes where I was clearly drunk on the episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of it. And that was one of the things that really got me started in that circle was my co-host, Coach, shouts out to him. You know what I'm saying? He confronted me. He was like, hey, dog, you know, this is not a good look. This is not what we want to do here. We're trying to do something here, and this is not it. So, you know, and you know what? It hit me to my heart. You know what I'm saying? It hit me to my heart. I was like, you know what? And I started off there. I was like, yeah, I'm not drinking on my show anymore. As a matter of fact, I have episodes that are drinking and smoking episodes. I have, when we first started, I had our season finale was a drinking and smoking episode. You know what I'm saying? Now, and we was talking about that now. I said, now I'm not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? So even in my podcast, I'm learning. Even in this joint, I'm still learning today and still, you know, getting better at what you know, what it is that God has me out here doing. So just throwing that out there.
Hey, KJ.
And so KJ, you go get better too.
Me?
No, I'm talking to anybody out here who's listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can get better too. You too.
Oh,
yeah,
always get better. I'm always a work in progress. Always. That's my goal this year to receive. Is that Mel more
receive?
Knowledge?
Yeah, I guess it came. Receive more knowledge.
So I can be a billboard of what love is. Love that story. Oh, she said I love that story. I mean, she said I love that story. But KJ, but I'm just you know, the I think Rodney said it before. You just work on loving yourself, not to the point where you're selfish, but loving on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And most men don't even say this. Grooming yourself, build up your confidence. Not so the confidence where you're conceited. You know what I'm saying? Build up your confidence where you wake up in the morning, you feel great about yourself. You feel great how you look. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of, you know, self-love. You know what I'm saying? Men don't like, not saying you don't, but I'm just you know, just saying that most men don't know that is part of their confidence. Just grooming themselves to the point where they feel like they look good. You know what I'm saying? That's your motivation. And you know, you go in and get you a nice haircut, you got your facial hair is groomed real nice and neat. And it's your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Some men walk around with a rugged face and hair all over the place, and their confidence is high. But is it the same as a person who's well groomed? Do you feel like that's the same, Rodney, as somebody that's well groomed first with their confidence?
No, I'm arrogant as hell, so I have no idea. I don't know how they feel. I know how I feel. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good every day. I mean, I got you. Taking care of yourself, it's definitely a thing. But I mean, you know, it to me, shoot, it don't matter. You know, I wake up, I'm good every day, and I've been good. I've been confident all my life. So confidence is not one thing I lack.
All right, yeah. Watch this. Now watch this. Okay, so you said that's confidence, right? Now this might throw a boomerang at you, but watch this. Do you get your feet done?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't get my feet done, but I'm not against it either.
All right, now watch this. The reason, I'm gonna tell you this. Guess what? I don't know if you're a man who work on your feet constantly. I do. I'm a chef, so I stand on my feet. And the reason why I threw that out there is because guess what? That is self-care. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? When I go and get my feet done, listen, I promise you, no, I ain't talking about all this massaging. I'm saying my feet done. It's therapeutic to get that done. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm standing on, because you know what? I'm standing on my feet all day.
Yeah.
So now you feel me? Yeah. There are calluses that's on my feet, but being that I go and get my feet done twice or once a month, right? Those calluses don't grow. They take those calluses that's on my feet because guess what? Every man, if you work on your feet, the ball of your feet has a callus that it will grow. You know, listen, if men don't know nothing about that, guess what? They don't take care of their body like they're supposed to. I just said the feet. You know, taking care of that, just that alone, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing about how we eat. I didn't choose the feet because I'd go get my feet done, and I learned that it's about self-care. But guess what? Now I don't got
some bad self-care experiences.
Oh, I don't have no ill will. I'll tell a man, yo, go get your feet done. If your feet hurt, get them done. If your nails ain't clean, get your feet done. You know, it's like I said. It's gonna make you feel better. Also, that's just one thing. I don't get my nails done. So I said my feet. That's it. Yeah. My nails, I do my nails.
You get the clear coating on your feet?
No.
No, I'm messing. I'm messing with you, dog.
Look, they say you want clear polish. I said, look, I just want you to do my feet. That's it. Don't want all that extra stuff, yo.
I did that couples massage on a cruise, and that lady whooped my ass. And ever since then, this lady, man, I went on this cruise with my wife. My wife still talks about it. So I'm not big into that. I'm not big into self-care. You know what I'm saying? I've never gotten my feet done like professionally. You know, I got the spa thing at home that I'll stick my feet in that and whatever, and it got the little scrubber and you do all that stuff. But I went and got a massage, the couples massage. They take you in there, you and your wife, and this, that, and the other. Man, this little 3'10" Vietnamese lady came in there joint, took one look at me and said, "Oh, I'm gonna need more stuff." And then she left back out. She came back with a ladder, so like all this stuff, and all she kept on saying was, she was like, "You ever get massaged before?" I was like, "Nah, never." She was like, and she started her. She was like, "Oh, nah, you got too much toxins in your body." And I was like, "What's toxins?" She was like, "Yeah, you feel here." And she started rubbing. She was like, "Does it hurt?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Because that's toxin." So then she started, man, that woman whooped me down, dog. I swear to God, at one point in time, she poured out like some like look like mallets that you would crack crabs with or something.
Yeah.
And she was in that joint just pounding, just hitting me with it, and I was sitting there trying not to cry. You know what I'm saying? And she kept on saying, toxins, you got toxins. And then she pulled the little ladder out. She like, we supposed to be holding hands and stuff like that. She was like, "Oh no, baby." She took my hand, put it down, pulled the ladder, got up there, was just beating the mess out of me, man. Yeah. And I was like, after that, I got out of that joint and I said, I will never ever again. Never again. My wife was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Yo, I feel like I was just in a boxing match." And she was like, "That's how you supposed to feel." I was like, "Don't that feel good?" I was like, "No, it don't feel good at all. No, I'm hurt. I had to recover." But anyway, yeah. So I don't mess with the massages, though. My wife loves them, but I ain't messing with her. I can't. I don't like that abuse.
you got to tell them soft. I've done that too with my wife too. You got to tell them soft massage, so soft, medium. You know what I'm saying? We do the same thing. I love it. Like I said, self care, and I ain't never get no massage. My wife's like, "Come on, let's go get a massage." I was like, "Huh?" I went up in there. I was like, "Oh yeah, I like this." But you look, you right though. Them little old ladies. I'm telling you, man. I told you about I said, listen. I was telling somebody before about that. Look, them Asian people, they know what they doing, bro. But they be putting the elbow in the right spot. I'll be like, yo, what the? This little old lady, yo, her hands is like this little, man. She be like, I'll be like, oh, son, what you doing? She's like, yeah, gotta get that. I said, oh yeah, get it right there. But listen, hey man,
I ain't been back since.
Yeah, been back since.
I ain't been back since.
You gotta try somebody else and tell them to go.
Man, that's what my wife keep on telling me. I was like, nah, I ain't letting nobody beat me up like that again. I'm good.
You just tell them soft. They please soft. Tell them soft. They do it soft.
I was in my manhood stage. I was like, this little woman can't hurt me, man. She whooped the mess out of me.
That's how. Look, before COVID, we went out. Me and my wife went out for my birthday. We was out in the Poconos, and she first took me out. They said, "Babe, I'm gonna go get you a massage." We went out there to get a massage. Man, I went out there. That was my first experience, man. Like you said, she said, "Hard." I said, "Yeah, I can take anything." She's like, "Yeah, man." She put these little things in my back. I said, "Oh shoot!" She pinched it. I was like, "Hold on." I said, "Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness." Then I got used to it. And then she took me a couple more times. I was like, yeah, I like this. Now I get it once in a blue moon. I don't get it often, but when she want to go, we go. And
I power to you, man.
Yeah, I'm encouraging you to go, man.
Man. I told my wife laughs every time because every time, for her, I book them all the time. Like if we go on vacation, I know to book my wife a massage. I book it every time for her. You know what I'm saying? Before we even get there, I already know because that's something that, is important to her. So it's good. I'm just, man, I'm good with it. You know what I do? I chill in the jacuzzi and relax. That's all I do. I'm good with that. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. But, whoever it is, if you need it to get it, do whatever makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? You want to be pretty. You want to be pretty like Chef Dennis. That's up to you, man. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a homely dude who can't take his feet being worked on. I'll probably start laughing until I cry. You know what I'm saying?
You crazy. But listen, man, we gonna have to get up out of here, man. It's a hump day, and it's been a long day for you and I. And we are out of here, guys. And listen, you guys be blessed, be encouraged. Tell someone you love them. Love on somebody, but especially love on your family. If you have a wife, continues loving her. And if you don't have a wife and you're looking to have a future wife, listen, go to church, learn how to love her, learn how to speak her love language. Okay, guys, listen, this is what you got to do. Learn how to speak their love language, and it's going to reciprocate to you. And they're going to learn your love language. So listen, you guys be blessed. See you guys next week. Same time, 6:30 Tuesday. Love you.
Study your partner.
Oh, that too. Study your partner. Guys, I see you next week. Peace.